It was Ludum Dare 48 time, and I teamed up with Games by Soul and TKIMUSE to make the most awesome rhythm game I have ever made. And in this video, I will show you how we made the game, and at the end, I will give some final thoughts. The jam started and I was in bed. Here in the Netherlands, Ludum Dare starts at 3 AM, and I am not staying up that late to just know the theme. So, after waking up at 7, which is a way better time, I looked at the theme. Deeper and deeper. I already started thinking about mining and diving, but I also thought about how others would think about those concepts as well. I wanted the game to stand out from the crowd and create something unique. So I just googled the definition of deep and refreshed the Ludum Dare website to see what others were making. What could we make that is unique? We could look into the shepherd tone, a sound that just keeps on going deeper and deeper without even reaching the deepest tone. Or what about going deeper into a haunted house, where you need to find the exit, but in reality you just go deeper and deeper into the belly of the house? Or what if we just embrace the mining concept, but add a unique feature to that? Okay, let's see. We do have someone who makes music. We could use this skill to its full potential. What if we made a mining game, but you mine to the beat? And well, I don't have to say more, since you already know the outcome of this brainstorming session. Now, programming begins. And the cool part about this process, I streamed almost all of it. So I can show you our progress. Wait, I'm already live? That's not what I want. After about an hour of development, we have a character that moves to the beat of the music. Very important when you want to make a rhythm game. Oh, look at that boy!
I'm watching your stream now, very cool.
For everyone who watched the stream, I am really sorry about the game's audio. The noise reduction filter messed things up and made it sound weird. Nice. Before lunch, the basics of the world were implemented. This means you can walk around on a specific grid and break rocks. And after lunch, I forgot to stream, so I don't have a lot of footage. So suddenly the game has a main menu, more art, and a basic texture to the world generation. Oh, and it has music, of course. To make it easier for us to make levels, I can simply create a texture in any program, use red and black to show where you can and cannot walk. And voila, a level. And of course, with the same texture, I can also add ores to the level. Just like that. And for some reason we felt like adding customization to the character. This really just came out of the blue, but we really liked it, so we kept it.
Because it's so unnecessary.
And then it was time for bed, since I do need sleep to program. Quite handy when participating in a game jam. The second day started very chill. We slept well and had breakfast before continuing development. Since I did start the stream a little late again, new art was implemented, which is closer to the art we have currently, and a beat visualizer was added. Also, the start of this day lost me a lot of time, since I wanted to make a new system on how the songs are played. Let's just call it the old and new system. The old system would just layer each, layer on top of each other. So when you are playing on the beat and you work on your streak, more layers would be revealed to you. The new system would still have all of this, but instead of every layer just being one loopable audio file, it would consist out of multiple different files, which it can play back to back. So, for example, after harp A, harp D would play, and after that harp B. This way, every time you play, the song would sound different, since the order of files in each layer is always different. But I couldn't get it to work, mostly because I had other tasks to do and I could not afford to spend more time on it. So instead, I continued with adding music notes above the dwarf's head, which worked out very well.
Really quite cute.
And since we are in a mine, there should be some way to show darkness. So I spent some time making the area around the player dark. But for some reason the darkness overlay showed up delayed. So I disabled it for now. Although I added it back later on. And then it was time to add an actual inventory to the player. Since ores can be picked up and we want to show the player what ores he currently has. This took some time, but now the correct ores are shown with their amount next to it. And that's when I ended streaming. Although we did add a slime to the game with this very cute sprite and animation. It has a very simple AI where it just picks a random direction and it goes there. And when the player gets too close, it will change the player, in a way. And then even the shop was added. Well, I have added these quotations because it's not really a shop. You can just sell the ores you have. We did want to add a few upgrades you could buy, but just selling and letting the coins be your score would be fine for now. That's also why we decided to let people decide whether they want to sell the ore or not, because every time you exit a level, you get more coins per ore, which in turn increases your score. And then it was time for me to go to bed, since it was 3 AM, so I was pretty tired. The last day of the jam is the most important one, of course. Making sure the game is in a finished state and you need to have a build ready. So after coming up with a bunch of tasks and ordering those tasks based on priority, I had a to-do list. And of course, since we have enemies, you need to have health. And instead of just giving the player a health bar, we wanted to do something different. We wanted the streak to be your health. So when you're moving on the beat, you will get more health, since the streak gets higher. As the streak gets higher, the song will progress. Basically, more layers are enabled. And so now enemies can also decrease your streak or your health, which makes the song have less impact. Getting too low, let's say below -25, and you will die. Before adding a death screen, Tom insisted on adding a countdown before a level. This helps you get into the beat, which is really handy. And so, when the start of a level has been addressed, we now need a death screen. When you die, you will see the screen, and then you can go back to the main menu. Easy peasy. Well, that's what I thought. Every time I die in the game, I can simply not press this button. You know, when you're working on something and you focus on implementing a feature, you kind of miss the obvious thing. For people who work with Unity, I will zoom in and maybe you can already spot why I cannot click on this button. Did you spot it? Yeah. I deleted the raycasting component of the canvas. And without it, I can simply not click on interactable objects.
Oh, I'm so stupid.
And then again, the stream stopped. But the development didn't. More levels were added to add some variation to the game, and decorations were added to the ground to break the repeating pattern. With about 2 hours to spare, we went into testing mode. Instead of adding new features, we wanted to polish the game, have as little bugs as possible. So we tested and fixed bugs until 30 minutes before the deadline of the jam. We were satisfied with the game and we submitted it. It was 2:30 AM for me. So I went to bed. Yes, the game has finally been released to the public and people can start playing it. They can even leave votes on the Ludum Dare page. Hint hint. I think the game is awesome, and the progress we've made along the way is simply amazing. Who would have thought of making a rhythm game? I sure didn't. This was the first time I actually made something to the beat. Of course, I could not have made this game without the wonderful team I was working with. Saul, who did all of the art for the game, did an amazing job. He was quick to make something I could use as a reference, but always refined his pixel art. The art went through a lot of iterations and you can really see the progress on the art he did. Without him, the art would not have been this good and the game would not have been what it is now. And Tom, well, if I say the game has music is kind of a big understatement. The game has awesome tunes. The speed in which he came up with some of the tracks is insane. One moment he would be talking to us about how a track would feel, and a few minutes later he would come to us with a multi-layered music piece. Without Tom, I would probably have made a game with barely any sound. So having a complete OST, which you can download on itch by the way, is simply amazing. This Ludum Dare has been amazing, and I will surely participate again. Who knows? Maybe with the same team. Maybe with more team members. Only time will tell. In the meantime, we want to know if we should pursue this game further. I have created a poll on my community tab with some options. So feel free to leave your vote and opinion there. And then we are at that point where I tell you to play the game and vote on the Ludum Dare page. We want you to play the game and we really like your opinions. And now we get to the ending of this video. It has been quite a long one. Longer than usual. Leave a rating and a comment so I know you appreciate this video. I will get back to other game dev videos, although I want to create some tutorial-like videos on the character creator and the level texture first. So, until then, take care.